Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why is because I spend the most time with my clients trying to understand where they're coming from and how to help them. My coaching is unlike any other coaching on the internet. It's really thorough. I mostly coach in audios and telephone sessions, as well as emails and text messages in between. If you're starting out with me, I would recommend the audio exchange, the unlimited audio exchange package, because it's the most thorough way to do the work on yourself. The way it works is that we exchange audios back and forth, starting with your childhood, adolescence, college years to present moment, to help me understand your blueprint. What is a blueprint? It's your belief system, the way that you are manifesting your current reality. Without it, no affirmations, no visualization, no technique under the sun will help you. Okay, so that's my most popular package. It also includes 5 telephone calls lasting an hour each. I can record those for posterity as per your permission, of course, for you to listen back to it. Another really popular package on my website is basically more or less the same situation, except it's mostly telephone sessions lasting each an hour again, but it's all on telephone sessions that I record and that I analyze later and come back with the analysis at our next session. Okay, again, you have access to me via texts and of course emails. Most coaches everywhere on the internet coach very differently. They don't spend that much time with their clients. I talk to my clients 2 to 3 times per week each. And so a lot of time and effort goes into this to help you basically reimagine your life and create it all over. Most coaches coach via Zoom or emails only. My coaching begins with a phone session that I record again and take extensive notes, and then when continue to the unlimited audio package, or we just continue on with phone sessions. I find it a very hands-on, very thorough kind of approach, rather than meeting you via Zoom once a week. That's what I hear from my clients. That's what other coaches do, or not interact with you at all. I take extensive notes because I want to understand, again, the kind of person who is in my coaching, to help you get out of your dysfunctional cycle and help you reimagine your life, help you transition from this personality to a new reality. The best way to get coaching with me is to sign up via my website or pay me directly via Zelle or Cash App. Please make sure you get familiar with my coaching agreement, which is pretty self-explanatory to most people. I would say 99%. It basically alleviates some of the things that I'd rather not deal with. Like, I don't want to be bombarded. I don't want to be mistaken for a psychiatrist, which I'm not. I'm not a therapist either. I'm a coach. You can send me more than one audio at a time for me to analyze. It gets too overwhelming. Everything is confidential and private in my coaching, obviously. And of course, unless for a very severe circumstance where you become a threat to yourself, to me or somebody else, and I am in direct knowledge about it. Okay, this is just the precaution that I have to take. Your behavior needs to be coherent in my coaching. You have to come humble, open, honest, and ready to work. I demand respect in my coaching towards myself. I do not want to be threatened. I am a very direct coach, and everything I do, all the methods that I use in my coaching, and the reason I'm so direct is because I'm here to help. That's the only reason. And I find that because of my methods, people are helped a lot quicker than even therapy. But if you really have a psychological disorder, and you are aware of it, I would completely direct you towards the direction of therapy, not coaching. This is not therapy. Please don't confuse it with therapy. This is coaching. I am very direct, unapologetically so, unapologetically honest, all to help you. But if you cannot handle constructive criticism, so to speak, of what has transpired by now, in my honest opinion, there is no need to bombard me. There is no need to disrespect me. You need help of a different kind. That's all. That's the difference. Okay. In coaching, we're very direct. That's the whole point of fucking coaching, to be honest. Oh, yes. And I curse sometimes in coaching. So if that, is something not to your liking, please don't worry about it. I would never disrespect you, but sometimes I use curse words to emphasize my point. In addition to that, please understand that my coaching again is thorough, and so you will need to spend 2 to 3 months with me. You can start with booking 1 month, but ideally that's the time it takes for you to transition from being the old you to the new you, and that's insignificant amount of time compared to the amount of time you already spent in being in your dysfunctional cycle. Upon booking my coaching, please send me an email with the coaching agreement signed, your name printed and dated, and then we'll schedule a phone session so that we can begin and I can hear out the problems you're having and what you need to work on. All right? So today's subject is manifesting your SP instantly. Okay, when I say instantly, parenthesis here, it really does mean instantly in terms of a shift. Now, is that person is going to pop out of your fireplace or your teapot like a genie and say, hoopla, here I am? No, that's not what's going to happen. But you can start turning things around instantly. Now, again, parenthesis here, provided you've done the work. Everything I record on my channel is I go on the assumption that you're somewhere on a trajectory of doing the work on yourself. In my coaching, we work on beliefs and releasing the emotions around past events. Some of it is forgiveness, obviously, and of course, because that's also something really powerful. But if you haven't done the work, please don't be frustrated that this may not apply to you. This is for somebody who is, like I said, already on a trajectory of doing the work, or just to basically understand what needs to happen for you to achieve the result. All right? I get so many emails about SPs. It's ridiculous. Everybody wants to know how to bring them back, how to manifest them back. And again, over and over, I try to explain, at least to the best of my ability, that it isn't about your SP, that it's about you. Because you're the CEO of your life, you're the queen or the king of your life. And so this person is behaving the way that they are right now because you have created them this way. And so truthfully, this is a fight between you and you. If you don't have your SP today, if you're in some kind of a conflict, or you just don't have the relationship that you want, period, please understand that for whatever reason, you're not manifesting it. And no manifestation is also a manifestation. You're doing this conversation with yourself. There's nobody else in the room, literally. Just like Bashar says, nobody else in the room, nobody else to convince but yourself. All right? And so you have to be in tune with yourself. You have to be in tune with yourself in order to manifest them back, or a new version of them, or an SP period that you're really in love with and is in love with you. Doesn't happen without your participation. They don't have free will. They don't have their own thoughts. In fact, they're thinking what you're thinking. And I know for a lot of people, it's really, really hard to wrap their mind around this. How could this be? There's a separate person walking around somewhere there, and you telling me, Anna, that they don't have free will? Yes, that is what I'm telling you. They're not walking around out there without you. They, truth be told, don't even fucking exist. They're a pigment of your imagination, all right? How about that? Wrap your mind around that for a second. They don't exist. You create them every time they're in your reality. Every time you see them, you create them. Every time you don't see them, you uncreate them. That's just how it works. It's total metaphysics, quantum physics. That's the law of the universe. A lot of people go around making really vague statements, okay? One of which is you create your reality. Yes, but how? How do I do it? This way. You invite people in and you also uninvite them out of your reality. So for whatever reason, you're not creating this person. This is why they're not there. So you have to be in tune with yourself and understand yourself before you start understanding why they act this way. The people in your life, or if they're not in your life right now. You have to become familiar with the new state. You're commanding the entire universe. Now think how powerful that is. So, if you're not seeing them, if you're not having them, then there's a reason why. There's a huge difference between having something and not having something. Having someone and not having someone. And so if you're immersed into the state of, I don't have it, it's not here, I don't see it, I need proof from 3D to really take the cue from 3D to know that I'm even on the right track, fucking forget it. Again, the entire universe is under your command. So if all of a sudden right here, right now, you start changing your thoughts, changing the way you're thinking about them, about the circumstance, and you start saying to yourself, no, they're just absent for whatever reason, some reason that whatever you need to say to yourself, it actually doesn't even matter. They're not here because we needed to take a break. They're not here because I really needed to work on myself. They're not here because they needed to explore and they needed to understand that I'm their one and only. They're not here because I was afraid of losing them, which most of the time, a lot of you will have that situation. Okay? But having them here now is the instantaneous manifestation. Having them in the invisible is the instantaneous manifestation. And you will say to me, most probably, if you're not ready to hear this the way I said it, you will say, well, that's fabulous. Not having them in the visible, but having them in the invisible. How much fucking good does that serve me, Anna? I don't want to deal with an invisible SP. I want to deal with a visible SP. One who hugs me, one who kisses me, makes love to me, and talks to me and makes me breakfast. Yes, I get it. But it starts in the invisible. First of all, everything starts in the invisible. You have to start with the invisible. You have to change your mind for the background actors, one of which is your SP in your life, okay? They're all fucking background actors. They're your kind of like employees, if you will. They are your actors in your movie. It has to change in the invisible, in your mind, that is, for it to start coming alive in the visible. Think about it. Everything comes from a thought. In the morning, when you wake up, you go to have breakfast, or maybe you have just coffee, or whatever it is you do, or you take a shower. First, you have the thought, and then you create that situation in your mind. Now you say, okay, how does this have to do with my SP? Everything comes from the invisible. If you change your mind and start thinking thoughts that are consistent, in line with your desire. You don't think anymore they're not here. You don't think anymore they're there with the third party. You don't think anymore negative things about them. You don't resent them about the things that they did. You've forgiven them, which is, part of my coaching. Then the situation changes instantly, because you've now changed your mind about the situation. Now, that's enough to see change in 3D if you allow it. That for most people, they're super fucking impatient and they don't allow themselves to see the change, even the slightest change in the 3D. And they say, 5 minutes later, they're still not here, nothing has changed. No, things have changed. But the way you need to go about it is that you need to know that it just changed, simply because you commanded it. You commanded it. It changed because you said, now the situation is different. And even though you see nothing on the outside, you have to have this confidence and certitude to say, no, things have changed drastically just now because I have changed my mind. I have changed my mind about this situation. Everything comes from your mind anyway. So if you change your mind about the situation has changed. So cool your fucking cookies for a second, drink some chamomile tea, and take a fucking bath in it. Why don't you, while you're at it? And give it a minute. Just give it a fucking minute. Do you put a cake in the oven and expect it to bake in 5 seconds? No, you don't do that. Because you apply logic. If you ever were to apply logic, understand that 3D takes a little bit of time. Yes, there's a delay. And that delay actually serves you. If you were to change your mind, 3D doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it does, if you're really passionate about it. But if you're not completely sure, you have the time to change it. Now, instantaneously, this person can receive these messages through thought transmission and start hearing you, vibrationally speaking, and say, oh my God, I wonder how they're doing. This happens to me all the time. I do this with my friends. I do this with my business partners. I think of somebody. I'm like, I wonder how they're doing, where they went on vacation, And in 5 minutes, sometimes they text me, sometimes in an hour or so. They received my thoughts. I don't even need to call anybody anymore or text anybody in my personal circle. They fucking do it for me. All right? And so if you're looking for immediate evidence, you might get it, yes, but chances are that for some time, maybe for a very long time in your case, you've been living a certain kind of way that was dysfunctional. And so you can't manifest magic amidst dysfunction overnight. There might be delays. And so consistency is key. You have to be consistent. You have to commit to something that you really want. Now, if you don't want it, well, then what are we even talking about here? But if there is no evidence, there is actually evidence in the vibration. In your mind, there is evidence already. And you have to be so confident and convinced that you say, I don't see anything on the outside, but I know what I did in my mind. And even though I've done a certain other thing all this time before, like maybe resenting them, bad-mouthing them, thinking they're not here, commanding the universe in the opposition of your dream. So now all of a sudden you start saying something else. You start telling a different story in your mind. Do you know how magical this works? It turns people around completely. Again, you have to be consistent and you have to really want it with passion. If you've been accustomed to having a boogeyman, and by boogeyman I really mean fears, insecurities, all this like shit. Another word would be, a pile of garbage in the middle of your living room, which is a metaphorical situation that I use. Pile of garbage being your beliefs, your fears, insecurities. The absence of the boogeyman or the garbage might spook you. It might spook you. It might be a reason why you're not going in that direction temporarily. Too accustomed to, people legitimately get addicted to stress, fears, expectancy of the worst. Oh, they will like the third party more than me, and they will never love me again. They will never come back. I will never hear from them again. Why are you thinking that? Addicted to fears. Get a new healthy mindset by detoxing from all that crap and expect the best and the highest. It's just as valid. Stop working against yourself. Your brightest future is on the other side of firing the boogeyman and stopping the dysfunctional cycle. Just say enough is enough. Today is the day. You're fired. Fears, insecurities, expectancy of the worst, all these situations. No more. I'm done with you. I'm going to start coaching with Anna. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to put an end to this dysfunction that doesn't serve me, doesn't serve my SP for that matter. I'm depriving them of myself. Being this person who created this whole illusion and then complains that, oh my goodness, things are not working in my favor. It's truly hilarious if you're thinking about it. And look you're constantly have a choice. All throughout your day, constantly have a choice because you're constantly swimming through billions upon billions of parallel realities. Like every split second. Can you imagine this for 1 second, please? There's innumerable parallel. There's no number, in fact. People try to put a number on it. It's billions. Okay. Innumerable, I would have to say, is more accurate. Because you're constantly negotiating what is occurring next. Out of the myriads of choices, what am I doing next? Am I having tea? Am I having champagne? Am I loving this guy or girl? Am I hating this guy or girl? Am I thinking good thoughts? Am I going after my dreams? Am I being passionate about what I'm doing? Am I taking choices that serve me, making choices that serve me in my life? Constantly negotiating what's next. So if you choose stagnancy or no result at all, that too is a choice and thus a manifestation. Again, no manifestation is also a manifestation. And for some reason, you're choosing that. You choose not to manifest anything at all is a manifestation all of its own. You're choosing to be stagnant. Ask yourself why. Very important question. Now, I don't know your situation. You know your situation, which is why coaching is very effective because everybody's different. The question, though, has to become, why are you manifesting this? No manifestation is also a manifestation. So why are you manifesting this? Stagnancy, no contact, they're not here, they're absent, third party, when you can be manifesting something else. It's a choice. It's all a choice. And you can tell me everything under the sun and in the book of excuses, you don't understand, it's not so easy, it's very hard. I can wrap my mind around, how they don't have free will. I'm still kind of not all together with my visualizations, No, you're entrusting your manifestation power in something that's opposing your dreams. And the question becomes why. If you saw it how I see it every single day, which is that the parallel reality, and I say this so many times on my channel, but if you saw it how I see it, the parallel reality, which contains your perfect merry life with that SP or your job or whatever the fuck else, the pile of money, is now. It's now. It is existent right now, not even a millimeter away from you. It has always already existed before you even wished for it. So the fact that you're not choosing that parallel reality whilst swimming through myriads of parallel realities, that's the question that has to be your number one question. Why am I not letting myself have it? Why am I not letting myself go there? Because it's a foregone conclusion. It's already there. Your career, your money, your SP, your fucking everything is there. It's not just an empty promise. It's not just wishful thinking. It's a reality, darling. It's a reality. You need to get familiar with that reality by allowing yourself to fire the boogeyman. The entire universe is waiting on your command. Do you want your SP back? Do you want your money? Do you want your career? What the fuck do you want, man? Let's go. Let's do this. And for whatever reason, once again, you say, I can't have that. It's too good for me. They're not here. You're really, really, really good, justifier of where you are. Stop it. Start dreaming. Start expecting things to turn in your favor instantaneously. Start expecting that text from your SP. Start expecting that apology. Start expecting things to go in your favor completely. You're not expecting it and you're not commanding it, and the universe says no problem. We'll wait another 500 million years before you get your shit together. Sorry. If you live that long, I'm sorry. Okay. Nobody else is standing there and saying you can't have that other than you. Now look I understand in my coaching, a lot of people download a lot of bullshit beliefs, like really, truly bullshit, like absolutely not true and nonsensical. But that's just that. If you have those beliefs to work through, then that's what you need to do. But once downloaded the beliefs, first of all, of course, as a child or as a young adult, sometimes you're so convinced by people that you don't have this authoritarian in you, as deliberate creator, who says, excuse me, no, I choose not to believe that. Thank you, though. I choose to believe the opposite or something completely different. But once you are conscientiously in the middle of the universe that you yourself create, you really have to start examining what the fuck you believe. Truly. If you believe it's hard for you to get your SP back, it will be hard. Some people don't have that problem in my coaching. Some people think that, money is hard instead, or something else is hard. And then the universe obeys them. Perfectly so. But nothing is hard. You just say that it is. And so the universe obeys you. No problem. That's how powerful you are. In the event of a third party, for instance, if you just said to yourself, everything is in my favor, even though I manifested the third party, and you say, well, you know what? The more they are with them, the more they miss me. The more they realize I'm the one they'd rather be with. I'm not threatened by no fucking third party. I mean, it's just a game. I materialized them. There is that. I created that third party. But I'm not going to allow myself to be upset over it and continue manifesting that third party. Because when you react, you continue creating that something. If you are upset again, that your SP is not with you, you continue creating that. Whereas if you enjoy the process of self-discovery, self-understanding, and then the process will be quicker in manifesting what you want. If you're genuinely curious, if you're not upset, if you're not depressed or tortured by the process is quicker and more enjoyable. That's actually the irony of things. If you're not tortured or upset by not having your SP right now, it will be in no time that you'll have them back. Because you're so nonchalant about it. It's not even funny. You change your attitude. You change your feeling from being desperate, upset, crying, begging, chasing, to being like, well, I know they want me. And I'm just over here recomposing myself and becoming a new person. And so it's only a matter of time. Any minute now. Any minute now. All I needed to do is change my mind, change myself. Had nothing to do with them. Never had anything to do with them at all. If you take it as a game, it becomes a lot easier. You stop being so hard on yourself, stop the regret, stop this, that, and the other. You just go to work on yourself, and naturally, 3D reflects it back to you. I mean, it's all you anyway, so... A lot of people, and I'll leave you with this, a lot of people love to talk about all these things. They learn about Neville Goddard and they read about this, that, and the other, and quantum physics and parallel realities and all of these, the state. I want to be in the state. Fuck that shit. You're the state, okay? You're the state. Be that state. Be that person. Don't just manifest one thing. Yeah, fine, SP, whatever. But manifest the whole shebang. Everything, the new life. Being that new person, being that state is what creates things instantaneously. Focusing on your SP alone and abandoning yourself behind, which a lot of people fucking do, which pisses me off to no end, is not the road to happiness. The happiness starts with you. Everybody else just reflects it back to you. That's it. So instantaneously manifesting your SP it's a piece of fucking cake. If you really know who you are, if you've made good with yourself, you're not pissed off at yourself, you're not regretting anything, you've forgiven them, you're totally pure and clean of the past, and you're completely in tune with what you're manifesting now. Piece of fucking cake at the snap of the fingers. And as soon as you change your mind about them, that's it. You're in a new reality. You just have to stay put and continuously go back to that reality, if not be there most of the time, which is how it happens a lot quicker. And then it will not be a question of a technique, of affirmations, of jumping through hoops and whatever, standing on your head up. It's like, please, it will be easy. You will just change it in your mind in one split second, and it's changed. It's changed. You're the state and you're the magic. One last thing I want to say. I had this dream where I was in like a huge store where like the best pastries and chocolates and candies and cakes and you name it were assembled under one roof, like the hugest store you can imagine, like one more amazing than the other, and to the point where I had difficulty choosing what I wanted to purchase. You have to act like that owner of that largest candy store with all the goodies everyone wants to eat and have, because you are that golden Buddha. You are that candy store owner. If you're acting like a sellout and you're depressed and tortured and upset, You don't have the magnetism. You don't have the command over the universe or your SP or whatever it is that you're manifesting. Your career, your money, a partnership of some kind, anything at all that you can come up with anything at all, healing, being, a good mother, whatever the fuck, I don't know, anything at all, or getting pregnant, had those things a couple of times. It's all yours. But if you don't have the magnetism, you don't have that je ne sais quoi, you don't have that charisma, confidence, it's like the whole store is like waiting on you to have fun in it, and you don't even know you're the owner. You have to know that you own everything in the universe. Everything you want belongs to you. And the entire universe is waiting on your command, your SP included. You have to build that confidence. Who wouldn't want you if you have what everyone wants? If you're the golden Buddha, who wouldn't want you if you're happy with yourself, if you understand how the universe operates, and you're so magnetic that you're not even bothered by what the 3D reflects back to you, but you actually say, no problem, I know how to create something else. I'm the magician of my world. But that's, in a sense, I'm trying to describe to you the feeling that you have to have in order to be the golden Buddha of your life, to finally realize who you really are. The owner of the largest candy store. That's who you are. So if you are that most important person, most magical person in your universe, of course, all you have to do is change your mind about something to make anything appear. Your SP included. Thank you very much for listening. If you need any questions asked about my coaching before booking, please email me directly below. All the other information is also below. Thank you very much. Until next time, ciao, ciao.